Hey guys, how you doing? Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards. Story behind the cardboard on the great Don Clendenin. You can see this is his 1962 Topps card, and it is his rookie card. Just a beautiful card. These 1962s, they're not my favorite, but this card looks pretty decent. I like that cartoon in the back. Don led the Sally League with 28 homers. Hit 335 in 1960. Boy, Don has got an interesting story behind the cardboard. He really does. And I'm probably afraid I'm not going to do him justice with the real story behind his career, his life, actually. And so let's get into it here. Don Clendenin. He was born in Missouri, and his dad, Claude, was a psychology and mathematics professor. He was chairman of the mathematics department at Langston University. It was an all-black college in Langston, Oklahoma. Claude died at the age of 32. Don was just a little boy, and Helen, his mother, moved back to Atlanta, and his mother was also a academic. She demanded academic excellence from Don growing up. When he was 6 years old, when Don was 6 years old, his mother married Nish Williams, who was a Negro League baseball player who played from 1928 to 1939. Nish would end up coaching Don at every level, to include Don's time at Morehouse College. Don, interestingly, because of his stepdad, received guidance from Negro League players such as Jackie Robinson, Satchel Paige, Roy Campanella, Don Newcomb. He was well trained in baseball and in sports. His stepdad Nish was very well liked in the baseball community. In high school, Don lettered 9 times in different sports, and he was going to be going to UCLA on a scholarship. When his mother said no, and she stepped in, and Don became a Morehouse College person, and Morehouse College is probably the college for black people, especially at that time. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Morehouse grad. To be known as a Morehouse grad meant everything in the academic world for black men, and it meant everything really for an upward mobility, especially in the community, in the academic world, in the civic world. If you were a Morehouse man, you had a huge head start on making something of yourself. And Don went to Morehouse, and he was a 12-time letterman at Morehouse. He received a contract offer from the Cleveland Browns of the NFL team, the Harlem Globetrotters. But what did Don want to do? He wanted to be a teacher. And he taught 4th grade for a while. And on the back of the card, again, if you'll look, the very last line, a school teacher during the winter, Don has tremendous power. He loved teaching. He probably loved academics more than he enjoyed sports. Now, Nish Williams, again, his stepdad, who had been his coach, he encouraged Don to try out for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1957. And he was signed as an amateur free agent. And evidently, during that tryout time, there were so many people, and they would just, if your name was on the list, you came back the next day. Well, Don didn't see his name on the list on one of the days, and so he was going to leave. And the Pirates, their scout, ran him down and said, no. You need to come back, because obviously Don was the best of the amateurs that showed up. And he played the minor leagues, though, for 5 seasons and made his major league debut on September 22nd of 1961. In 1962, his first year, he hit .302 with 7 home runs, 28 RBI, played in 80 games. He finished second in the National League Rookie of the Year ballot to one Ken Hubbs. And if you know the story of Ken Hubbs, Ken died in a airplane accident, I believe in 1963. He has a card, a memorial card, basically, I believe in the 64 set. I could be wrong. I think he died in 62 and the memorial card's in the 63 set. But anyways, Ken Hubbs, Don came in second place. In 1963, he hit .275 with 15 homers and 57 RBI. So he was starting to make a name for himself. Don was a free swinger. 1965, he had 96 RBI. 66, he had 98 RBI. But he led the league in strikeouts. In 1963, 1968, he was in second place in strikeouts as a batter in 66 and third in 1965. And so Don was a free swinging power hitter. Then Al Oliver was in the wings for the Pirates, and evidently the Pirates left Don unprotected, and he was selected by the Montreal Expos in the expansion draft. Then the Expos, they traded Don to the Astros, but he refused to go to Houston, as the Astros had hired one Harry Walker as a manager. Don had played for Harry in Pittsburgh, and he felt that Harry was an absolute racist. And he said he would retire before he would play for him. And so he was traded back with the Expos. And I should say that the trade didn't go through, so he stayed with the Expos. He was hitting .240 with the Expos with only 4 homers and 14 RBIs when they traded Don to the amazing Mets, the New York Mets. And the Mets were 9 games back behind the Cubs when Don arrived in New York. But man, did he ever light a fire under the Mets. And he had some important home runs as the Mets won 38 out of the 49 last games to win the pennant. Don did miss that National League Championship Series in 1969. He was dinged up, but he played in the 69 World Series 4 of the 5 games, and he went 5 for 14 with 3 homers, 4 RBIs in just those 4 games, and he was named the World Series MVP for the New York Mets. Don was on top of the baseball world. 1970 had a decent year, 288, 22 home runs, 97 RBI. But then in 1971, he found himself again as the odd man out with the Mets, and he was released by the Mets, signed with the Cardinals, but saw very, very limited action in 1972 with the Cardinals, and hitting .191 with 4 homers and 9 RBI. In 12 seasons of his major league career, Don appeared in 1,362 games, 1,362 games, with 1,273 hits, 159 RBI, 159 home runs, 682 RBI. But this is interesting. He had 379 base on balls with 1,140 strikeouts. So he had 1,140 strikeouts in 1,362 games. He was definitely a free swinger. Now, after retirement, Don, again, being that Morehouse man, being very, very educated, he went to Pittsburgh University. He got a Juris Doctorate degree. He began law practice in Dayton, Ohio. And then at the age of 50, he battled drug addiction. Drugs got to him. And at the age of 50, he went into rehab in Utah. And he still continued to be very, very active in drug rehab. He was a proponent for people that had drug addictions to get them into rehab. And it was during a physical, just a routine physical, that Don learned that he had leukemia. His father, again, had died of leukemia when Don was just a little baby. And Don ended up dying in 2005 of that disease, leukemia, at the age of 70. Don Clendenin was a great player, really remembered for his 1969 World Series exploits. But I really think Don should be remembered for his academic, uh, what he did academically, and what he did as a school teacher, and what he did as a drug rehab proponent. And he had a great, great career after baseball. His rookie card is his 1962 Topps, and Don's last card is the 1972 Topps. And guys, that's the story behind Don Clendenin. Just a great, great player, and boy, what a member of that 1969 amazing Mets team. But this is his rookie card for Don Clendenin. And guys, that's the story behind the cardboard. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed researching this and presenting this to you. If you did, please leave a comment. Let me know. I like the encouragement. Like and subscribe to the channel. Just let me know you're out there. And hope you enjoy the hobby, guys, as much as I have. Take care. We will talk soon.